I would talk to all of you about the chaos that's going on in this planet right now, not only the United States, but all the countries and all the planets. And we need to refocus our energy and our thoughts and our feelings and our emotions. And the reason I say we need to refocus our thoughts and energies and emotions is because you know how I frequently talk around antennae, meaning we receive and send out information. And that we need to understand that each one of us can make a difference by our thoughts, by how we treat each one, by how we speak to each person, by how we feel about our lives and ourselves. And right now, so many people I talk to, they're exhausted and they're tired. And what they are is picking up the energy on the planet, on the whole planet. And they're forgetting what their mission and goal is all about. And the mission and goal, in essence, is different for each one of us. But also, there's a common thread. And the common thread is to learn about unconditional love, allowingness, and non-judgmentalness. And certainly, if we see what's going on in the planet right now, and all the situations and anger and fear and bullying, and all the emotions that are going on, there's not unconditional love and allowingness and non-judgmentalness. It is completely opposite for the large part. And understanding that is that you are being drawn into, like a magnet, like a vacuum, into these energies and thoughts. And what is it doing to you? It's making you depressed, making you angry, making you upset. In fact, it's interfering with your own personal missions and goals. It's stopping you from achieving your greatness. It's stopping you from becoming unlimited. It's stopping you from creating the life you were meant to have, not the life you think you're to have. It's stopping you from being free. It's stopping you from communicating with others because you're afraid they may turn around and judge you or put you down or disagree with you. You know, we learn from other people's opinions. We don't have to accept them, but we learn. We learn how they think and the way they do things. And sometimes when I talk to people and they're polar opposites of me, and I may not agree with what they're thinking, but I learned something. And sometimes I get a little golden nugget. Yeah, that makes sense. I learned something wonderful. And that's so important for us to understand. That's what we need to do. We need to communicate with each other. But when you communicate with each other, maybe spend a minute or two if you want to talk about politics, or not, but spend the rest of the time, which would be, 98% of the time, about things that bring joy and happiness into your life. You know, one of the things with the COVID virus is, and it's a double-edged sword, we're spending more time with our families. And it's also the other side of the coin, splitting up families. So avoid those things. What is important is talk about things that bring you love and joy and happiness. 2 weeks ago, a friend of mine, and somebody I'm coaching, he had a wine party at 61 bottles of wine. 41 bottles of wine, and there were 40 people. Well, needless to say, I just had a little bit of wine. I got to taste wine. But more importantly, I got together with a lot of fellowship and friends. We didn't talk politics. We talked about food and old memories and brought us together in joy. And it feels like everybody that left the party, they were joyous and they're happy, and it was great to socialize. And that's what we need to understand. Your life is what brings you pleasure and joy, not what anybody else is saying for you to do, not what is expected of you, but what brings you love and joy. You know, everybody's expectation is different. And the cliche that I use is no expectations, no attachments. Therefore, don't have an expectation because it has to be your way or the highway. And then if it doesn't work out that way, you are angry or disappointed. In this case, what we see the chaos in the planet is because we may agree or disagree with whatever is going on. People become judgmental, and then we become bullied, then we become picked on, and then we become ostracized, then we take sides, then we become angry, then we protest, and on and on and on. What is this doing? It's all upsetting your vibrations and frequencies in your life. It's upsetting your life force energies. It's upsetting your abilities to comprehend and use your intellectual abilities to think things out correctly because they are so slanted or angry or upset by what somebody said or did or didn't do or you expected them to do. And most importantly, because we are imbibing and taking in that energy of anger and frustration. Every emotion that we have is stored in our physical body. And because it's stored in our physical body, it will eventually show up one day. How does it show up? You put on weight, you get heartburn, you get upset, you get angry, you perspire, you sweat, you get high blood pressure, and on and on and on and on and on. All these things, all these emotions that you have personally, or you let others influence, or you take on from others, affects your body one way or another. So understanding that you are a sponge, so to speak, and it's stored in the emotions, all the emotions are stored in your body, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And if we look about physically, we're talking about every organ, every bone, every cell of your body. What if you just turned around and thought happy thoughts, and you thought about joy, and you thought about love? What do you think your body would respond to? Obviously, it would be happy, you would be healthy, you would be strong, and you wouldn't feel frustrated or angry or even ignored. Because so many of us place our values on how other people feel about us. And I really want to say how they judge us. So if they judge you negatively, you have low self-worth and self-esteem. If they praise you, then you feel good about yourself. All that's external. But really, if you understand, we're all about unconditional love and allowingness and non-judgmentalness. It's most important that we see the beauty within ourselves, that we love ourselves. And no matter how short, how tall, how thin, how thick we are, whether young, old, whatever we look like, the energy you project of love and joy and happiness, it's infectious. It's contagious because it'll touch other people. And they're going to feel joyous and happy. And they will touch other people and touch others and so on and so forth. See how powerful you are? See how you can affect other souls' lives? See and understand and feel that you are the solution. You are making a difference. And you have that power, that strength, that energy. You know, as I said before, you were created out of love, by love, with love, and from love. Your essence is love. And somehow on this planet, we have deviated from it, either 100% or partially or whatever percentage. So in this coming week, I want each one of you to think about yourself. Think about what brings you joy and happiness on a personal level, not from somebody else's praise, not from someone else's opinion, not from getting a new wristwatch or a car or whatever it is, but what makes you joyous and happy. And of course, my favorite phrase is, what makes your heart sing? Each day, each one of us have to, should, and it's imperative to spend an hour to do something that makes our hearts sing. That's so important, and you need to do it by yourself and for yourself. Maybe it's meditation. Maybe it's listening to beautiful music. Maybe it's dancing in the house by yourself. Maybe it's playing a game by yourself. Something that gives you joy and happiness. It's imperative that you do that, because what it does is it changes your vibrations and frequencies. End result, it's empowering, it's healing, and raises your vibrations. I don't know of anybody that doesn't want to be healed, doesn't want to be empowered, and raise their vibrations to make their heart sing. So the bottom line is, it's now all your choice. Don't look for anyone else to do it. Don't look for anyone else to be your savior. Don't look for anyone else to fix you. Don't look for anyone else to heal you. It's all your choice. Because what the mind can conceive, the body will believe. And it will react to whatever your belief system is. So if you believe you are beautiful, you become beautiful. If you believe you're worthy, you're worthy. If you believe you're none of those and you're something negative or angry or even fearful or uncertain or insecure, you become those. So the choice has always been ours. It's always been yours and your choice. Even if you're 90 years old and you just feel like you're 30 or 40 or 50 or 60, people will come to you, oh, you don't look 90. You have such a youthful energy around you. What the mind can conceive, the body will believe. So although in physical numbers you may be 90 or whatever age you are, you will project and feel the energy of a younger person. And I happened to be watching YouTube, and they were doing the old-fashioned jitterbug. And they had a couple come out. I don't know how old they were, but they started doing the jitterbug. He was sliding her between his legs. They were doing all over his arms, and they were heavy set. And they said, welcome. They're 91 years old. He's 91 and she's 90. And they're more like kids. I went, oh my goodness. They don't believe their age. They're having fun. They're doing what makes them happy. So each day, take that hour to make your heart sing. Each day to reflect on what makes you happy. And each day, when you look in the mirror and before you go to sleep, remind yourself that you are unlimited.